When the announcement came that Jungkook had won Korea's biggest K-pop solo award, the industry felt a seismic shift. This wasn't just a trophy being handed over in a glamorous ceremony, it was a declaration of a new era. Jungkook, who had long been celebrated as the golden maknae of BTS, had once again proven that his artistry and impact could stand entirely on their own. The win was not simply about recognition, but about rewriting the rules of what it means to be a solo artist emerging from a world-dominating group. The atmosphere surrounding the award was charged with anticipation. Fans, industry analysts, and even rival agencies had been tracking the lead-up to this moment for months. With Jungkook's solo releases dominating both domestic and international charts, speculation was high that he would be the inevitable winner. Still, until the name was officially called, there remained an air of uncertainty. The second his name echoed through the hall, however, it felt as though years of build-up had reached their climax. Applause erupted, cameras flashed, and the entire stage seemed to shimmer under the weight of the victory. But beyond the spectacle of the win, the real story is what it represents. Jungkook's triumph carries layers of meaning not just for him as an artist, but for the broader industry, the trajectory of K-pop as a global force, and the millions of fans who have stood behind him. His win is a culmination of discipline, artistry, and an unparalleled ability to connect with audiences across cultural and linguistic borders. It's worth examining how Jungkook not only earned this award, but transformed it into something bigger than just a moment of glory. The transition from being a member of BTS to launching solo projects was always going to be scrutinized. BTS isn't just any group. It's one of the biggest music phenomena in modern history. For Jungkook, stepping out with his own music meant carrying the weight of expectation. Could he deliver the same emotional resonance, the same global appeal, without the collaborative synergy of BTS? His solo journey answered that question with resounding certainty. Each single, from early self-released tracks to polished international collaborations, demonstrated Jungkook's versatility. His ability to oscillate between soulful ballads and high-energy pop anthems showcased a range few in the industry could match. Moreover, his vocal tone, warm yet powerful, delicate yet commanding, became the centerpiece of his solo identity. It wasn't just about showing he could perform alone, it was about building an entirely new creative signature. Winning the biggest K-pop solo award validates this transformation. It shows that Jungkook didn't simply rely on BTS's legacy, but forged his own. The award is as much about his courage to step out as it is about his undeniable talent. For Korea's music industry, it underscores a key shift. Idols can succeed as group members and thrive as independent powerhouses. In Korea, this particular award carries immense prestige. It is seen not just as a recognition of chart numbers or streaming figures, but as a holistic acknowledgement of artistry, influence, and cultural contribution. For Jungkook to secure this honor means that his solo work has transcended mere entertainment. It has become a cultural touchstone, shaping conversations, inspiring countless aspiring artists, and positioning Korea even more firmly on the global cultural map. For decades, Korean soloists have battled to carve out visibility in a landscape dominated by idol groups. The fact that Jungkook now stands at the pinnacle is symbolic of a generational change. He represents the merging of two worlds, the traditional soloist path and the idol-to-solo transition. His recognition breaks down barriers and expands possibilities for those who will follow. Internationally, this win resonates as well. Fans from Asia, the Americas, Europe, and beyond tuned into the event, proving that Jungkook's artistry is borderless. The award might be rooted in Korea, but the impact reverberates globally. It reaffirms that K-pop is no longer a regional genre. It's a worldwide cultural phenomenon, and Jungkook is one of its defining figures. Although Jungkook often presents himself with composure on stage, there's a deeper emotional resonance to this win. For years, fans have watched him grow from a teenager stepping into the spotlight to a man commanding it on his own terms. His journey hasn't been free of challenges. From grueling schedules and public scrutiny to the pressure of expectations, Jungkook has faced obstacles that could have easily derailed his confidence. The victory, therefore, carries emotional weight, not just for him, but for those who've witnessed his evolution. Fans who remember his early performances, his candid moments of vulnerability, and his determination to constantly improve, see this award as a shared triumph. It symbolizes resilience, growth, and the rewards of unwavering commitment, even for Jungkook himself. The significance is undeniable. His speeches in the past have often hinted at his gratitude, his awareness of responsibility, and his drive to keep creating for those who support him. This award becomes another milestone in a career defined by both excellence and sincerity. Beyond the personal and emotional layers, Jungkook's win is a case study in how the K-pop industry continues to evolve. His success as a soloist reinforces the idea that idols are not bound by group activities alone. Agencies may begin to invest more heavily in solo projects, knowing that the market is right for it. The demand is there, and Jungkook has proven it can be met at the highest level. Moreover, his achievement highlights the importance of global strategy. Jungkook's collaborations with international producers, his presence on US talk shows, and his dominance on streaming platforms reflect a hybrid model of artistry, one rooted in Korean identity yet tailored for a global audience. This approach could influence how future idols navigate their solo ventures. Perhaps most importantly, the win challenges the hierarchy of recognition in Korean music. Historically, awards leaned heavily toward either traditional soloists or dominant idol groups. Jungkook's victory bridges the gap, showing that the two can coexist and even merge into something more powerful. It's a redefinition of what biggest means in K-pop today. It would be impossible to discuss Jungkook's win without acknowledging the role of ARMY and solo supporters. The fan community's dedication is legendary, but this award underscores their ability to amplify an artist's reach in tangible ways. Streaming campaigns, social media trends, and voting efforts all combined to create momentum that was impossible to ignore. Yet, it wasn't just about numbers. The fan narratives, the way supporters framed Jungkook's artistry in discussions online and offline, shaped public perception. They emphasized his skill, his growth, and his impact beyond entertainment. In doing so, they elevated the conversation around him from being a pop star to being a cultural force. This synergy between artist and fans becomes part of the legacy of the award. It shows that music in the modern era isn't a one-way street. It's a dialogue, with Jungkook offering his artistry and fans amplifying its resonance. Together, they created the kind of movement that leads to historic wins. For Jungkook, this award is both a culmination and a beginning. It validates everything he has done as a soloist so far, but it also raises the stakes for what comes next. With such recognition, expectations will inevitably rise. Audiences will anticipate even bolder musical choices, more ambitious performances, and perhaps ventures into uncharted creative territories. There is also the question of how this victory will influence BTS's collective journey. While the group remains on hiatus due to enlistment schedules, individual successes like Jungkook's contribute to the group's enduring relevance. When they eventually reunite, the dynamic will be even richer, each member bringing back the experience and accolades gained as soloists. For Jungkook, the win provides a foundation upon which to build even greater projects. Whether that means a full-length album, world tours, or collaborations with iconic artists across genres, the possibilities feel limitless. The award is a milestone, but not the end point. It's a springboard into a future where Jungkook continues to shape not just K-pop, but global pop culture at large. Critics have noted the maturity of his lyrics. Themes of self-discovery, vulnerability, and resilience permeate his songs. While BTS projects often emphasized collective identity and shared struggles, Jungkook's solo work carves out an individual voice, introspective, personal, and deeply human. This distinction is critical to why he won the award. It wasn't just about carrying forward the legacy of BTS. It was about establishing himself as an artist with something unique to say. Part of what makes Jungkook's artistry so compelling is his mastery of performance and visual storytelling. Music in K-pop is not just auditory, it's a multi-sensory experience. Jungkook understands this deeply. His music videos are not merely promotional tools but narrative extensions of his songs. Take one of his major solo releases. The video combined cinematic imagery, subtle symbolism, and choreographed sequences that elevated the track beyond sound. Critics described it as a short film more than a music video, and fans dissected each frame for hidden meaning. This attention to detail made his visuals go viral, further amplifying his reach. On stage, Jungkook's performances are equally striking. Known for his precision as a dancer and his stamina as a vocalist, he consistently delivers live shows that rival full-group productions. His ability to sing live while executing complex choreography sets a standard that few soloists can match. Winning the biggest solo award in Korea acknowledges not just his recorded output, but the holistic artistry he brings to every performance. Beyond statistics, innovation, and visuals lies the heart of Jungkook's win, his emotional connection with listeners. Music is not just about technical brilliance, it's about resonance. Jungkook has mastered the art of creating songs that feel deeply personal while being universally relatable. Listeners find comfort in his ballads, empowerment in his anthems, and reflection in his more experimental tracks. His voice carries an emotional weight that transcends language. Even non-Korean speakers testify to the way his music evokes feelings without the need for translation. This universal accessibility is a major factor in his global dominance, and one reason why the Korean industry recognized him with its most prestigious solo award. Fans often share stories of how his music has helped them through difficult times, inspired them to pursue their dreams, or given them a sense of companionship. This is the intangible power of artistry, the ability to connect beyond charts, beyond markets, into the very fabric of people's lives. Jungkook's win, therefore, is not only about what he has achieved, but about how deeply he has touched millions. In many ways, Jungkook's victory symbolizes the arrival of a new generation of Korean soloists. Historically, solo awards often went to artists who followed traditional career paths, trained as soloists, marketed as soloists, and performing largely within Korea. Jungkook's trajectory is different. He represents the idol-to-solo pipeline, the globalization of K-pop, and the fusion of Korean artistry with international strategies. This award acknowledges not just his success, but the broader generational shift he embodies. Future artists will no longer see solo ventures as side projects or temporary breaks from group work. They will see them as viable, powerful career paths in their own right. Jungkook has redefined what it means to be a K-pop soloist in the 21st century. The media response to Jungkook's win was immediate and intense. Korean outlets hailed the victory as historic, emphasizing his transition from BTS member to solo force. International publications framed it as another milestone in the globalization of K-pop. Headlines ranged from celebratory to analytical, with many noting that this win could signal a broader reorientation of the industry. Public discourse extended beyond music. Cultural critics discussed his impact on Korea's soft power. Economists highlighted the financial ripple effects of his global success, and even politicians acknowledged the win as part of Korea's cultural diplomacy. The sheer breadth of the conversation illustrates the magnitude of his influence. On social media, hashtags celebrating his victory trended worldwide for days. Millions of posts poured in, not just congratulating him, but reflecting on his journey, his artistry, and his significance. This digital celebration amplified the visibility of his award and ensured it became a global event, not just a domestic recognition.